live at the Hudson County Commissioners meeting in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is ground zero for corruption. It is crazy. So I'm going to be speaking live here, and if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. And if you cannot, put a 0 in the chat. And we have a number of people joining up here. And I've heard there's going to be some kind of brouhaha. Hey, hello, Easy. Hello there. And is the sound clear and good? Lisa, hello there as well. Please smash that like button. You're the first in here. I see two people in here, 3. Just keep smashing that like button as you come in. So we got numerous people coming in. They usually start these a little bit late. And Hudson County is ground zero for corruption. And they passed an ordinance a few months ago that says anyone can record in a public county building unless someone feels they are harassed or they feel you're interrupting their workday simply because you're filming. And they say that if anyone feels harassed in Hudson County, New Jersey, in any Hudson County public building, or interrupted or disrupted when we are just literally documenting our experiences and interactions, that they are allowed to confiscate our cameras, which are our phones for the most part. Is that insane? You can record, but. So I'm going to read the ordinance, and I'm going to be demanding that this County Commissioner Council tonight repeal that ordinance, that completely unconstitutional ordinance that sets things up for physical conflicts and physical fights. If anyone attempts to steal our property, we of course have a right to defend ourselves and our property. And it says in the ordinance, which I'm going to read tonight, then I'm going to ask them, why do they do that? Don't they know the Constitution? And I'm going to also ask, I'm not going to ask them, demand they repeal that tonight. No discussion, we've got a Constitution. You and I have a right to record in a public building in publicly accessible areas. And see, what they did is tricky. They said you have a right unless someone feels harassed or interrupted or disrupted. Hey, welcome everyone. We got Mr. South Jersey News here. And how many hours did you drive here?
It was like 2.5 hours to get here.
2.5 hours to get here. That's insane. Hey, William. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Please keep smashing the like button. And I have not been doing a lot on YouTube, really over the last year. And YouTube doesn't like that, so they don't share my videos nearly as much as when I do that more regularly again. And I will be much more regularly posting and doing a lot more live streams. A lot of people have been asking for live streams. And what are you here for today? Is that your new camera?
Yeah, the new camera.
Wow, Vinny has an extraordinary new camera. And what is it? This is, he's got one of the best cameras of any activist in the United States of America right now. What is it?
It's the Sony FX30. It's a cinema camera. Apparently they use it for like Netflix movies and stuff.
Yeah, it could be Netflix approved. Literally, this is going to bring activism to a whole new level. It's a beautiful camera. And what does something like that run?
It was like, after tax, it was like, I don't know, $2,100. Wasn't crazy, but.
This is a cinema grade camera. Like literally, he can create Steven Spielberg movies with this camera. And Kathy, thank you, Kathy. And smash the like button, Kathy. You are now a moderator as well, Kathy. Okay, I got lots of mics on me here. And this is Jersey City, New Jersey, where this is taking place. And we got quite a few people out and about coming to this. And word on the street was that there's going to be a major brouhaha. And Lisa, thank you so much. And so I've heard there's going to be some brouhaha here. Not by myself, we always come peacefully, and Vinny. But the commissioners, some of them were afraid for their lives. And I heard that extra sheriff's deputies, or sheriff's officers as they're called here, were called in. The only violence that has ever taken place is from them against us. It's never from us against them. And they're doing a lot of projecting. Hey, Spirit in the Sky, hello there. And Space Ace. Lisa, of course. Kathy. Rami, hello there. Rami, of course, created that really, really good video. Oh, here they're coming in, ladies and gentlemen. And someone is bringing his dinner with him here. What's for dinner? Anyone can identify that? And that's Commissioner Bill O'Day. Hello, Commissioner O'Day. Good. Before we get started, I wanted to compliment you. I didn't see, and we're live streaming now, by the way. I didn't see the Jersey City meeting yesterday, but some people were there, and they said they were very proud of you on how passionately you spoke up about things. And I want to get a copy of that video. Okay. And because you were not normal, you're like very clear, apparently, very much a leader that you seemed.
I was a little bit upset.
Yeah.
That was a couple of meetings ago.
I said yesterday.
No, I wasn't there yesterday.
Oh. Or maybe was it two nights ago?
No, it was probably 2 meetings ago.
Okay, maybe that's it. They didn't give me the time
I was in the
frame.
back. They told me they were going to table an ordinance.
Right.
And then I was like, so I stopped asking questions. I said, okay, I'm going to table it. I'll get my questions. I sat in the back. I think one other person spoke on the ordinance. And then no one made a motion to table. The councilwoman said, oh, we need to pass this. Next thing it passed. I said, excuse me, what happened to tabling? You're out of order. I'm out of order. You told me you're going to table it. So it was a little bit passionate.
But they were wrong because they said they were going to table
They
it.
misrepresented it.
Yeah.
They misrepresented it.
By the way, one last quick question. When they passed that ordinance that anyone can confiscate our cameras if they feel uncomfortable, you voted against that.
Against it, yeah.
But online, someone told me it said it was unanimous. So
That's not true.
did you look at it online? Because I know I was here. You voted against
You were
it.
here, yeah.
But I think online, like the agenda or something, someone told me, and I got to check that.
Can you check it and let me know? Because you were here.
I was here. I know you voted against it. Yeah. All right. And that's Bill O'Day. He's the one guy who actually will talk to the people, and he is the only person who voted against that ordinance to say anyone can confiscate our cameras if they feel uncomfortable, including this space here. And check this out.
They asked me in the lobby if my camera was wrong. I said no, but it was. And they caught it. They gave me an application.
Oh my God. Now an application. Now look at this. Now how would anyone know what this even means? Notice this area is controlled by ordinance number 58-1, 2025. And that doesn't tell anyone anything, but it means anyone who feels offended or harassed or interrupted by our cameras can literally take the camera away from us. That would be called robbery. They made robbery legal.
Commissioner Walker, Chairman Romano. Please stand for the pledge.
Everyone please remain standing. They'll just inform me a dear friend of this county and of labor, Susan Cleary, who recently retired, apparently passed away. Thank you. May she rest in peace.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as follows. Posting notice of resolution May 1, 2025 on the County Commission Building Board, first floor, Administration Building.
Can you hear anybody?
Copies of the above-mentioned resolution have been sent to the county clerk and the editors of the County Observer and the Star Ledger. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the caucus meeting of April 8th and the regular meeting of April 10th? Mr. Ponkowski. Is there a motion second? Second. Commissioner Ponkowski. Commissioner Gaston. Commissioner Cedeno. Commissioner Sefeli.
Yeah, they still have clear plastic dividers. Is that ridiculous or what? I'm going to ask Full Court Press to find where it says Bill O'Day voted for the unconstitutional ordinance because he voted against it. And if they altered public records, I believe that's a federal crime. By the way, can you all speak up because we can't hear you? I'm on the front row. And turn the mics up.
Jerry, you have to unmute yourself, Jeff.
Chairman Romano.
Super time sensitive, period. I'm at the meeting, full court press, period. Can you send me
The next order of business is.
where it says it was unanimously passed, the ordinance that says people can confiscate our cameras?
Chairman, we have nothing additional.
Commissioner O'Day asked for that.
It's, resolution number 21 with the additions that were requested in the closed session. So that resolution now reflects all those discussions.
I do have one laudatory. It's honoring the memory.
Can't hear.
of Gloria Felder through a plant, a tree by the Oro Kappa Kappa Omega chapter. I need a motion and second. Commissioner Pontilicki. Aye. Commissioner Vasquez. Commissioner Sedano.
You're going to be able to miss it. All they have to do is do this twice a month, and they can't make the time. Jerry Walker, Albert Cifelli, Kara Dodd Rodriguez. They couldn't make the time to be here. This is like the one job they do. Meet 2 weeks, 2 times a month. You're right, Dirk.
Commissioner Walker, are you an aye on the minutes on August for April 8th and also the regular meeting of April 10th?
Yes.
Thank you.
We can hear him, but he's remote.
I have one resolution to enact. It's resolution 22. It's
Ella,
authorizing
I know
contribution to the neighborhood
I've asked them to
Act, Inc.
speak up and turn up the microphones, the volume. They haven't done that. But stay with us because the speaking, you'll be able to hear. You'll be able to hear once the speakers start.
Dogs that are canine unit. Can we do $1,000 for the cats?
You have to do it under the recess, because our gap.
You're right, Roon. They passed a law that allows people to steal our property if they feel uncomfortable being video recorded or photographed.
There's an ordinance, you sure, there's an ordinance in cats. How much we can contribute to a nonprofit at $250?
It's done by resolution.
Is Doris here? I mean, I'll sponsor the resolution, but I mean, I'll write them a check for $250 too. I mean, it's spaying of animals. They're doing a service as a nonprofit for no compensation that many governments pay to for-profit or pay not-for-profit to do the same service. So, I mean, they're asking us for $1,000, not, $250.
We do it to another, I think the recess was gonna talk
You're right, the people can't hear. What's the point?
about somehow how we can,
Can't hear.
Recall, a couple of months back,
God.
we had a subcommittee come together and come up with a model program that we submitted to the county to ask for funding for these types of programs.
But you notice they don't have any barrier up like Stack does. You know, many other places have a ridiculous barrier like Board of Education.
And take it out of our pocket.
That's the one thing they got right.
So whatever we can do, I think, I'd be fine.
you will on that.
So I'm gonna move to change the amount to $1,000, and if there's an ordinance that prohibits it, then we'll do it next meeting for $250.
I think it's a resolution effectively, so.
Why don't we do this?
So if you have a resolution, any other resolution over.
It's funny, Easy. You're right. She uses the funds from selling the stolen equipment into buying better mics.
It's a one-time thing, at any other nonprofit.
That's the nature of what they do. It's not like one event.
Yeah, thanks for your patience, everyone. Once the people start speaking, I will mic everybody. So they will all have a mic.
Dollar amount from 250 to 1,000.
Take a vote, go on all the members.
And that's resolution 22. Commissioner Pontilicki. Aye. Commissioner Vasquez.
Yes.
Commissioner Sedano.
Yes.
Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Day.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
mic was off. Thank you, Chairman. Much appreciated.
Way better.
This is day
We can
two.
hear you.
This is day 3 of the 30-day wait.
Kathy Wheatley, congratulations. Thank you so much for your support. 13 months, bronze level.
Members of the public are asked to limit their comments to 5 minutes when discussing agenda items, and 3 minutes at the conclusion of the meeting for persons who submitted a written request to discuss matters of public interest.
They require a written request 24 hours in advance. Garbage, unconstitutional.
At this time, the public may address the board on any item on the agenda only. Please keep your comments limited to 5 minutes. Are there any speakers on the agenda items only?
Yeah. Oh, you go ahead first. All right. Hello, everyone. I am Leroy Truth Investigations. And got a question about agenda item number 1, Prosecutor's Office resolution approving an application for and accepting grant funds, if awarded from the State of New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety Division of Administration for $2 million. Now, I personally have experience with the prosecutor's office that they seem to be extremely corrupt, especially Esther Flores, allegedly. And she has allegedly buried 3 sexual assault complaints by 3 women who have personally come to me in Union City that say they were sexually assaulted by a fellow Union City worker. Those complaints disappeared. Then the Attorney General took them, apparently, and he disappeared them. No communication with the alleged victims. So what justification is there to give $2 million to the alleged very corrupt Esther Suarez prosecutor when she, from my personal experience, decides who to prosecute and who not to based upon politics, including Mayor and Brian Stack telling her what to do, allegedly. So how do we know this money is going to be used properly?
At the end of your speech, sir,
I'll answer.
All right.
Actually,
Yeah, go ahead.
when you finish, no, let me finish speaking first.
Well, can you
Well, because then it takes away from your time. Speak first.
then you have the item.
no, that's my specific question.
So this grant that they're applying for would provide funding to set up a mental health court, which is something that I've been advocating for probably a year and a half. And last year at the budget, the prosecutor came on board to say she would support creating a mental health court. I actually pushed the prosecutor's office to apply for this grant. It's up to $2 million grant that can only be used related to the creation of a mental health court, could be used to pay for an additional judge if necessary, additional prosecutors, support services for individuals that have mental health issues that get diverted out of the criminal justice system into treatment. Currently, we have individuals sitting in our county jail or county correctional center that suffer from mental health issues. Probably the worst place, and for minor offenses like shoplifting, there's a chronic issue with, I think if you get arrested or found guilty 3 times for shoplifting, there's a mandatory jail sentence. So in an effort to, and this was something that was brought to me by the public defender's office about a year ago to work on. So I'll plead guilty to pushing them to apply for it. They didn't think originally they'd be able to get the application done in time. They need this resolution in order to be able to submit the application. So in this particular case, I think it's a good thing.
Well, it sounds like from what you've explained that it is, if it's used properly. I just don't trust Esther. But if it's used as you vision it, that's very important because there's a lot of people in jail who have severe mental health problems that should not be incarcerated.
So hopefully, I mean, look, we have to monitor any grant once we get it, and obviously that would be done. But beyond our monitoring it, the entity that provides the dollars, I think we have a very good chance to get the funding on the state level, is monitoring that they require too. They don't just give you a blank check and you don't have to provide whatever the backup is. If you put some of the dollars into an outside entity that provides mental health services or a place that individuals go to for treatment, they're going to have to provide all that back.
All right. So I hope it passes then with what you've shared, and I'll monitor it closely, and I want to work with you to monitor to make sure it's used properly. And then this gentleman, you're the new?
Here,
What?
if I'm still here, I'll definitely make sure I'm on it.
Okay, but you'll be mayor. And so, and you're the new council? You replaced Don Batista?
Get him out.
What it is for today?
All right, and what, you were going to answer something as well, sir.
No, there's no question towards me, at least that I'm aware of.
Okay, I don't know if you wanted to answer that as well. All right, that's complete, thank you.
If you have any more questions, there's a member of the prosecutor's office here after.
All right, love to talk with them. What's their name? Okay, yep.
Before we can move on, are there any other speakers?
Yes, Patty Keller. One more.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Keller. I'm president of the Hudson County Building Trades, also business agent, local 24. I'm here with DJ Wheels, business agent, RBW 164. And first, before I get into what I really want to talk about, I want to thank county exec and all the commissioners here and not here that are on home for all their constant support of organized labor, project labor agreements, responsible contractor language, and making sure that the Hudson County building trades men and women go to work. And I want to thank you all for that constant support. I'm here on a project that's been, when I took over as president of building trades, it was 15 years ago, was Copper's Cove. Long time,
Item 21,
excuse me?
was item 21 on?
Yes, item 21 on the thing. Been talking about the project. I've been helping the gentleman out on the project. I sent a letter of support for the project and stuff like that. You know, I'm hearing that, you know, that he's looking for help. I've always been there for him. Conversation to building trades. I have a National Building Trades PLA. It's been approved by the National. It's under Hudson County. The Hudson County residents will go to work on the project. I know you commissioners are going to be voting on something later on this issue. I did reach out to his attorney and the Morris Group about getting the PLA signed. Not completely executed, but a good faith signature by me and the president, as the president of Building Trades, and the owners from Morris Group. Unfortunately, they're not ready to sign it at that time. I wouldn't have all the affiliates there, but it's important for us, this project, because the conversation, but we want to make sure, he mentioned he's a union developer, but we want to make sure, under the project labor agreement, everybody goes to work and the consideration's there. So I just wanted to keep you all in the loop. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
So Patty, we put specific language into this that requires, that wasn't specifically in what was presented to us initially. And the first item says, the approval by the county of post-closing agreement shall be conditioned upon and dependent upon the satisfaction of the following conditions: project labor agreement. MKAUR shall enter into a project labor agreement in a form acceptable to the county and the improvement authority covering all work to be performed in connection with the project. And then secondly, put a first source agreement which would apply for all the permanent jobs that are created there, as well as security jobs and reconstruction. That the city of Kearney and then the county of Hudson have the first right to fill those jobs. So we added those two items in there. That being said, one, is there a representative of the developer here today? I mean, pretty short-sighted for the developer to not have a person here representing them at the meeting today, if there were any members of the public that had any questions. But, so if you remember, from the beginning, before there was any need for all these other funding sources, pilots, the infrastructure bank money, all that, from day one, this project was required to be a PLA. When the proposals were entertained from potential potential developers. I sat on the committee, and we made it clear, and then County Executive Tom DeGeese, and then obviously Craig as the Chief of Staff were adamant that the project has to be a project over. So, again, from my own personal perspective, I think they should have signed it by now. This resolution won't allow certain things to go forward without them signing it. And as I said on a call on Monday, it's in their best interest, that's why I wish they were here today, so we could get a firm timeline on it. It's in their best interest to sign it sooner rather than later, because they're gonna now have to go to the city of Kearney to get a pilot with a RAB, I mean, the pilot with a RAB. And if I was a union, I'd want that document signed in my hand before I would go support the pilot.
I just think that's Rico, if you can, we can get an update for the next meeting on where that was.
Absolutely, Chairman.
I mean, you just press them to execute it, like, they can execute the agreement, and if the project doesn't happen, then you can't make me do, you can't make me build something for the PLA if I never build a project, right?
Absolutely.
And honestly, the PLA should bind not only them, it should be bound by anyone who may come after it. They're gonna have to set up an urban corporation.
Thank you, everybody.
Continue, Madam Clerk.
Before we can move on the consent agenda, I'll need a sponsor for resolution
Do we have
five.
to do any more speakers?
Are there any more speakers? Resolution number 5, since Commissioner Rodriguez isn't on.
I'll take it.
Also, I need resolution 7 for a sponsor.
I'll take it.
Resolution number 8,
Okay.
resolution number 9,
Okay.
resolution number 11.
Okay.
On seconds, I need resolution number 6
Okay.
and resolution number 10.
Okay.
May I have a motion to approve all the items listed on the consent agenda? Second. Commissioner Pontilivski. Aye. Commissioner Vasquez.
Yes.
Commissioner Cedeno. Yes. Commissioner Sabelli. Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner O'Day.
Okay.
Commissioner Lopez.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Chairman Romano.
Yes, just for the record, Carrie didn't call, as it's going to come over to you, Carrie Dad's having a hard time. Okay. She can't catch it.
And you skipped me,
Commissioner O'Day. We have no ordinance for introduction, and we have no ordinance for second reading. This concludes the items of the business on today's agenda. Are there any comments from the commissioners on the board?
So on item number 21, I want to make it clear that this simply authorizes a agreement and doesn't have us voting on anything like guaranteeing the IBAN. The IBAN bonding that they're going to seek to do. I would not entertain a vote for an IBAN bond ordinance guarantee without an executed PLA, and I would urge the city of Kearney to not entertain voting on pilots without an executed PLA. That I would say. On item number 1, I want to commend the administration and the prosecutor's office for going for this application for the funding for the mental health board. 4 weeks ago, I was kind of told, don't have my hopes up, but I'm glad that we were able to go with it.
Hey, welcome everyone. If you just joined us, we're at the Hudson County Commissioners meeting.
So the chief of staff of the county executive.
And many are dirty here. Full Court Press, welcome. You're here in spirit, Full Court Press. I know you had to work.
No, this is Commissioner Walker. I just want to apologize to the public that I'm not in my absence. Chambers. I'm actually having my walkathon right now on the Jim City waterfront. It's a fundraiser we do for our summer program, so I apologize for not being
This is Jerry Walker, who is metaphorically in bed with the corpse. Brian Stack.
I strongly agree with the board and Commissioner O'Day on the necessity and the mandatory PLA with this agreement related to Compass.
Also, thank you for working together to, the other item with regard to the mental health board. Very important.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
This is the time for persons who submitted a timely written request to address the board on any matter of public interest. Please remember to limit your comments to 3 minutes. I do have speakers. The first one is Leroy Truth.
It appears that Alcifelli's here, I just don't, he may have a problem with see his name.
Sarge, please, in favor, just tell also in the other room that Al's having trouble too. Thanks.
All right, hello again, everyone. Leroy Truth Investigations. Now, I'm going to address, since there's so little time, briefly. I was not allowed to speak at the last meeting. You were always supposed to address it. You had the full support of Commissioner O'Day. With this ridiculous, you have to ask permission 24 hours ahead of time to speak at a public meeting. And as I said, as corrupt and dirty as Senator and Brian Stack is, we don't have to sign up to speak at his meetings. We just arrive. So Carol Jean will be investigating you as well. We'll be going to your meetings in Kearney. And this is the core. So I'm asking you to get rid of that. It's unconstitutional. Get rid of it. It limits us from speaking. However, Sean Long Island Audit did speak. So it's null and void now. There's precedence. Anyone who comes can speak. Now, a few months ago, you passed a bill here, an ordinance, that said, let me get this here, that said we can record in public buildings, and it was ordinance 58-1-2025. Said, oh, we can record in public buildings, however, there's some stipulations here. And let's see what they were here. There's something called the Constitution, which I know Commissioner O'Day knows. I don't know if any other know that. It says, persons visiting or occupying public buildings may record or film or photograph while in public areas. If you stop there, you would be constitutional supporters. But you don't. You say, persons visiting, occupying public buildings may record, film, photograph while in public areas subject to the following. Recording, filming, photographing in these areas cannot be harassing in nature or disruptive to employees performing their duties. That is completely subjective. You know how many people have come up to me when I'm 50 feet away or 30 feet away from them and they'll scream, "Get your camera out of my face!" I'm 50 feet away. Their subjective perception is somehow the camera is miraculously in their face. So this leaves huge gaps in what is going to be considered harassment or interruption. But it gets worse. Persons recording cannot record, photograph, or film any other member of the public, including children, without prior authorization. This is the dumbest, most unconstitutional thing, and I think you probably know this is completely null and void. Attorney over there. You can't film the public in public? This is a comedy of errors here. Then it continues, the recordings, films, photographs are limited to people performing their public duties, and time's almost up. That ordinance was not passed unanimously. I was here, Commissioner O'Day, he voted against it, but the public record, someone altered the public record, which is a federal crime, that says all of you voted unanimously, and I just found it, Commissioner O'Day, I have it right here. That's a federal crime. He voted against that ordinance.
So I voted no on that ordinance, I voted against that ordinance. So I don't know who's trying to mislead the public from what was posted.
Under the letter, it was not intentional.
You need to correct it right away, please. If it was anyone else, I would have had a call for a federal investigation. But I know you for a long time, so I'm gonna say it was an honest mistake. But please, correct it immediately, because someone else politically to say I did something that I didn't do.
Right.
Please.
And I was a witness that you voted against it.
And I appreciate that you brought it up. Otherwise, it would have been out there in October. Somebody would have said Bill O'Day voted to take away people's rights to.
Right.
Film.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The next speaker is Alpha Patel.
Now, can you hear now?
Alpha Patel.
And I just think, like, going forward, can you please ensure that any item that a member of this board either votes against or abstains on, that clearly sends us a record of that so we know? That way, if there's a mistake like this again, we don't need to appreciate it, some member of the public finding out and pointing that out. Because for all I know, there might be other items that I voted against. That's the record said I voted for, and I want to make sure we don't have any relevance.
We'll do that, Commissioner. My next speaker is Benny Lushjo.
And by the way, all the commissioners' mics are too low. If you can pump them up or get close to them.
They lower the volume. I think they're gonna start to video, to allow people to watch it on YouTube, so I think they.
Permission, I'd like to hand each commissioner. Can start now? Thank you for allowing me to speak again. Yeah, so I'm back again about a lot of the issues that are currently happening at the Department of Corrections that I work at for 23 years. Here I handed you guys each a letter from our attorney that represents well over 75 unions in the state of New Jersey to the state PBA, as well as an election that we had last week where a lot of my members, they were able to speak anonymously without having to be shown, and you can see and you can read at some of those things. There's a lot going on. A lot of my members are afraid to come forth because of retaliation. Like I said, we continue to have wings locked down. We continue to have assaults happening. Last week I spoke briefly, the last time I was here, one of my members was attacked with boiling water. And after he's gone to the specialist a little less than 2 weeks ago, we found out that he's gonna be deaf for the rest of his life in his left ear. So on top of being burned on his face and his chest and his back, even worse now, he's 27 years old and he's gonna be deaf for the rest of his life in his left hand ear. So, you know, like I said, I'm gonna continue to come here. There's a lot of issues happening. There's a lot of wrongful doings happening as far as discipline. You know, in New Jersey state law, it says clearly that you can't use sick time as a way of punishing the employees. Well, that's clearly happening. My guys are being punished for calling out sick. They're coming to our houses. If you work the overnight shift, you call out sick is maybe because you're sick. You think it's fair that you should come to our house at 1:30 in the morning, and if I don't answer your phone, now I'm being written up and I'm subjected to discipline? We have a department that is short. We keep losing people. Like I said, we're now currently active officers able to work in that jail was 249, 250. That is way below the budget of what we're supposed to have. And what are we doing here? Like I said, we can say we're out here recruiting and we're getting members in, and as fast as they're coming in, they're leaving. You know, last week I said to you, Mr. Romano, and to the rest of the chairman, that Essex was about to settle their contract. Well, 2 days ago, Essex County settled their contract. They're a mile away from us. They settled for $124,000 in 6 years. 10 years sooner than we get there. On 8 hours, their members are faced with some difficulties, yes, but their members, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I can provide the documentation, my union has spent $500,000 in legal fees over the last 3 years. $500,000. No other Department of Corrections in New Jersey has spent that much money. I'll bring the state PBA president if you guys need here. This is a real issue that we're having. And again, a lot of I don't have 100 of my members here because they're afraid of retaliation. But the next meeting, I promise you, there's gonna be more members here. And we're gonna continue to come until something happens. I have a handful of unfair labor practices. Just yesterday we were in Trenton at Perk. For something that's as simple as a conversation should have been able to be fixed, was told by the director, no, it's gonna be this way or no way. So, like I said, thank you for the time. I'll see you guys again, and please take the time to look at that because that's my members. That's the horse's mouth speaking. Thank you.
Then I have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
So, my first.
They're afraid of retaliation. That's the name of the game in Hudson County. They're afraid of coming out publicly
Yes.
just to come to a
Second
meeting
biggest
because
union
they're afraid
in
of
corrections in
retaliation.
New Jersey.
And there should be a better venue for you to constantly be able to speak than having to sign up for 3 minutes at a meeting.
Absolutely.
I would think in a world of not only transparency, but in trying to get issues resolved, there's gotta be a better way. If there's a serious lack of communication with the director, which there appears to be, then whether it's Public Safety Committee, which I was unceremoniously kicked off of because I had the guts to stand up and vote a certain way, and I'm proud, and I don't regret doing that, then that may be the venue, or if the chair thinks there's a better venue, like, these are real issues, right? These are things that we shouldn't wait 2 weeks, and then you bring 25 people. And here's the truth, if you bring 25 people here next week, or 2 weeks from now, and everybody speaks for 3 minutes, you'll get our attention.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a hearing, well, then we'll have a session for it. So, I think maybe the chairman could think of a better way. I don't mind sitting here, you know? I don't mind interacting with every speaker that comes here, but it might be more productive if there was another venue created. You're the president of a union, I have the highest respect for you. You've had to bring issues to our attention that, quite frankly, the director should have. Like when individuals were allowed to go to get trained for a certain type of certification, while we have a low level of personnel, a low number of correction officers, I still don't know of those days whether there was additional during the regular week lockdown like there are. on
Absolutely.
weekends. That director should have reported to us, because I raised that issue, because you raised it with me. So during those 2 or 3 weeks, how many more lockdowns occurred? And did, as a result of any of those lockdowns, violence occur? Were there any issues that spun out of that? Because I get more and more reports or concerns about.
Yeah, during that period with the with the the special training, the burning happened. The officer broke his finger trying to subdue an inmate down, without hurting the inmate or hurting himself. He happens to get his finger caught, breaks his finger. So things have occurred. Again, like I said, and then one of the bigger things, we got a group of officers out right now that are facing disciplinary charges, and out of nowhere, we're getting now, for the first time in the history of this department, you have to sign a last chance agreement.
Benny, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. But like I said,
Benny, come on. No more dialogue, I hear it.
So my other concern is, and again, that's why I think we should sit down in a room and have a dialogue. Hopefully that's what happens. If not, I welcome you bringing 20 or 25 of your, or more, let them each speak for 3 minutes. And let their message get through. But my other concern relates to how many officers are actually completing the academy, and then how many officers do we get here for a short period of time, and they go somewhere else? So if I could leave here after 6 months or a year, and there's no way to control that, and go to Essex, so now I'm making $124,000 6 years in, and not 16 years in, what's the reality of what are we doing? We're being told, based on statistics, that we can't get officers, can't even get people to want the job, partly because we created the 12-hour shift. So you tell a young man or a young woman, you're gonna get good news, you're gonna get 54,000, bad news, you're gonna work nights and weekends, and you're gonna work 12-hour shifts. By the way, if you like making money, it ain't bad, because you're probably gonna get overtime, most of those days. That young world is, I'm not finished, Ann, please. So in that world, right, in that world, especially among young people, it's not attractive. And where it seems to be attractive based on the information I have, is individuals come, if they complete the academy, they stay here for a while, and then they look for a better place to go. A place that may not have 12-hour shifts, a place that may not have mandatory overtime.
Discipline.
Well, or a place where they're worried about the level or the severity of discipline that's gonna take place. I think it's a serious enough issue. We don't have enough officers. The overtime puts a strain on them. And I'd love you to get us for the next meeting. You don't need to bring the head here. Just bring us a memo that shows county by county how much each of those unions is having to spend. You're spending $500,000. Let us realize most are spending $50,000, $100,000. I think that would speak for itself.
Okay.
What we're gonna do, if you have any questions also after the meeting, meet up with Alberico, what can be discussed, what can't be, also get a representative from the county executive's office, and obviously, with the leadership of the facility. Okay? Get a meeting together.
Yeah, look, I would just suggest, again, I'm not on the committee anymore. But I think it would be helpful anyway. You should have a regular, until all the stuff gets resolved, maybe outside of your normal public safety committee meeting, public safety committee meetings where you enter and whoever the director wants there, and you have the committee, and obviously from the exec side, whoever the exec thinks is appropriate, let's just talk things through, because obviously, they're not getting talked through and resolved just between you and the director. I don't wanna call it mediation, but, you know.
Yeah, I believe we have something in the works for the next week or two, hopefully. Don Batista reached out to our attorney, so we're supposed to, but at the end of the day, like I said last week, and I'm gonna say again today, something has to change. You didn't see this face for 18 months. So,
And Alberico is now taking,
okay, so I'll speak to Alberico. Thank you.
But Benny, here's what you should do, to make sure you have that meeting, start tomorrow, and just have your members call to sign up for the next meeting.
I got you.
And then I think the meeting's done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
next speaker.
Next speaker is Rashida Jackson. Rashida Jackson.
It's not here.
My next speaker is Redmond Mitchell.
Last meeting I was here, I received this from, your name? Florio. Florio? Okay, so it stated that Hudson County Regional Health Commission participated in the exercise in September 19, 2019 at the Hackensack Meridian. Not emergency management, is that correct? What I have here? What is it? So you guys pretty much knew about the pandemic before it happened? Anybody know about this? Anybody? Yeah, before it happened in March, right? Or January of 2020? COVID-19 happening, COVID-19? Everybody knew, did everybody know it was on its way in 2020? Is that why you had the emergency drill in Hackensack Meridian?
Mr. Mitchell, speak first, and then at the end, when you finish,
Okay.
they'll answer the question.
My audio okay?
Yeah, we also have, who's that? What is going on
They got a mute. They got a mute.
here? And someone. Hey, I need my time back too.
You probably lost like 20 seconds.
Who has to hang up? Is that Greg Guy? I wonder if Greg Guy knew about it too. I wonder if anybody knew. Alright, so, also, everybody knew about Mr. Brian Stack, right? What happened in 2012? When he put his hands on my neck, does everybody know about that?
Whoa.
Yes or no?
He strangled him.
Okay, I went to court with him,
He strangled him.
okay? Now my father, for some reason,
Here's Stack.
has a
According to
mark in his
witnesses.
neck.
strangled that man. Mayor Brian psychologically strangled that man, Ray Mitchell, with witnesses saying he did.
So I'm trying to find out and investigate what is going on. It's going over 5 years that I've been having this issue here. Also, Fanny, the letters with Miss Lily Beth. Can you tell me, did you find out any information what happened to her?
Mr. Mitchell, with regard to Commissioner Cedeno, any questions concerning the Union City, bring up to the Union City Commission, any other questions?
She said that she was gonna find out the information.
Well, if it's a Union City issue, then.
Don't let you be played.
It's okay, but she said that she's gonna find the information, right? So, did you find out any information? Okay, now you have nothing to do with personnel. But before you
That's
said
Stack's
that
right
you were
hand.
gonna help me find out
Secretary.
information
Personal
about her.
conflicts with secretary knows all
So
affairs.
who's the person in personnel? Who's the person in personnel I have to speak to? Because I need that information. Okay. Okay. Now the prosecutor here that been dodging me, and Esther Suarez's office. She should not get no money. It's not funny all day. Seriously, it's not funny. You're out here acting like you want to be mayor. Don't laugh when I'm talking. What were you doing? Talking to him? Don't be a Brian Stack there either. Okay? I'm not trying to disrespect you because it seems like you do very well in front of everybody, but you don't do that to me when I'm talking to this guy over here. I haven't seen him in weeks.
Mr. Mitchell, continue, don't get thrown off the subject of the speech.
Okay? So now, can you tell me what's going on in Esther Suarez's office?
He's a prosecutor.
No, he's going to get up and speak about this because I want to know, because now we confirmed that there was an emergency drill September 19,
Prosecutor
2019.
right there.
Okay? Where my father was. I went to the FBI, Department of Justice everywhere. Nothing.
Thank you,
And I would like to know, anybody know here about this pandemic? And who is Hudson, and who's, yeah, but I want to know who run, yeah.
after the meeting,
Over here, you allowed him to speak a little longer, and I want to, wait.
after the meeting, I'll speak to you.
Okay, but one more question about this. Who runs this? I know, this is like, fuck. All right, I want to know about the pandemic. If you guys knew about it before, because COVID-19, September 19, my father's mystery death coming out of North Bergen Harborage, owned by Hackensack Meridian, okay?
Ask a question if the prosecutor had an update, so he's a prosecutor.
Do you have an update?
Here he listens.
And put him under oath.
Excuse me.
I want him under
Mr.
oath
Mitchell, your time
on the
is up.
record.
Mr. Mitchell,
Well, if he's speaking about what's going on here, there's no line. I'm under perjury.
Mr. Mitchell, we don't have the authority to put him under oath for the record.
Well, everybody should be under oath. You all have a badge, right? You all have officials,
Should be under oath.
right?
all
Public
the time.
service, right? What do you?
No, but we should be under oath all the time.
Okay. And why have I waited so long also
excuse me.
for information?
Mitchell,
Okay, go ahead.
time is up. He's gonna answer your question. Anything afterwards in the meeting, I'll definitely discuss with you after the meeting. Go ahead, Al.
Thank you.
Mr. Mitchell has spoken with our office on previous occasions. It would be inappropriate to discuss the content of those conversations.
Okay. Couldn't hear.
No, I would like you to speak public. No. This is a public issue.
After the meeting, you can meet Mr. Adam out over there, or I'll speak to you.
Okay.
With all due respect.
Okay, no problem.
Chairman, I have no other speakers that.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There being no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn? Second, all in favor?
Hold on, Billy. Billy, go ahead.
Two things. One, we do have people here from family services, so I think it's important that we let them know that we had a closed session on Tuesday concerning issues that you have raised at prior.
I'm going to see if I can interview some people here now. Some random person. Some random person is talking remotely.
4:15 to vote on our resolution. And I've been trying desperately. Finally, I now, for the last 5 minutes, was able to listen to the meeting. and now you're adjourning it.
No,
And I please
Commissioner,
vote on our resolution.
Commissioner Rodriguez, the meeting is not yet adjourned. Freeholder O'Day has the floor, but I believe
I'll yield the floor
yield the floor
for the commissioner to vote, and if he gets it felly, I'll let yield to him.
for you to vote, so, Madam Clerk, on the minutes first?
On the minutes, on the caucus meeting for April 8th and the regular meeting of April 10th.
Yes,
Yes, okay. We also had one laudatory.
yes, I understand that, yes.
And you heard that.
I'll vote yes on that, yes, I saw that, yes.
Okay, and then did you hear Resolution 22? That was the one where Commissioner O'Day changed it from $250 to $1,000. Is that a yes?
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was trying to get on.
Okay, so this is one that, this is on the consent agenda. It's the only one that was added on, it's Resolution 22. And it is authorizing contribution to Neighborhood Cats, Inc. for $1,000. That's the only one that was
Yes,
added on.
I would say yes to that, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay, and then we're going to move to the consent agenda.
Right,
That's all the items on the consent agenda.
that I voted, yeah, or some that I sponsored,
Yes,
and I'm aware of all of them, and I voted yes to those.
okay.
All your votes have been recorded, Commissioner.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
can I finally chime in now?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Cifelli, would you
Yeah,
like to have your
I'm
votes?
sorry I couldn't be there physically. As my colleagues know, I've had surgery and I can't get there, I can't walk, I can't drive. So that's my excuse for not being there physically. I've had a terrible time trying to get on to the meeting today. However, I've listened to everything. I concur in my vote to all of my matters of the consent agenda.
Thank you, Commissioner Cifelli.
So that's on the minutes,
That's on the minutes, is that, and that's on the resolution, 22 that was added on to the agenda?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
all right, so,
I would request everyone to mute so that Commissioner O'Day can speak. There's a lot of back.
They have no idea how to use Zoom, like 5 hours after they started being used.
so first, we had a closed session on Tuesday after our regular caucus. We had a lively and lengthy discussion concerning issues that have been raised by ASME previously. The vast majority of it, without getting into detail, around the issue of hazard pay. And I think that the board, without getting into detail, made it clear that we would like to see the issue resolved. And there's data that is supposed to be provided to us that I did not see yet. So I don't know if that data was collected yet. I don't know if Gibby here, she was the individual who had raised some of the questions or dispute on numbers. So if that information is not yet available, as soon as that information is available, it should be provided to us. Please don't wait for the next caucus and then wait for one of us to ask for it again.
Chairman, I believe that was delivered to the clerk's office and I believe disseminated to the board.
Okay?
Yes.
So my apologies. I did not see that. So, but based off of that information, I think that this board will continue to be.
That guy had his mic on, but you can't hear most of them.
And I know he's physically not here because he's doing his walk, but.
The mics have got to be on for these meetings. I'm going to ask, see if I could talk to the prosecutor guy.
Well, everybody was, but I'm sorry, everybody was voting, but I had to speak up for Commissioner Walker because he's not here today. Additionally, I thought we were gonna have on the agenda some changes in our bylaws to make it, easier for individuals to speak. And, well, yeah, but I think we're gonna, for the next meeting, have it so we can memorialize it.
The next meeting, I will have an ordinance amendment for per the bylaws as directed by the chairman and the board.
And as of now, those changes will do two things. It doesn't make everyone happy, but it moves in the right direction. One will allow the public to call in, they don't have to email in, up to noon the day of the meeting, which I believe mirrors Jersey City. If that's correct, that's what I was told. Secondly, they're gonna have one speaking portion at the beginning of the meeting for everybody, on the agenda, off the agenda, at 5 minutes. So those will be two changes that we should have at the next.
And that's what we're talking about.
The last item I have, we'll vote on next. The last item I have relates to, and maybe we don't have to resolve it today, but we may have to before the next meeting, is when and how we conduct our, hearings on the different departments of the budget. I had suggested that we stream it and allow it to be.
What's he doing at Jerry Walker's desk? What's he doing? It's suspicious.
But allow it to be done.
That's Kenneth Kopaz.
So if we don't have a quorum, we can still have it.
Very suspicious
But allow
activity
all the
there.
directors, since they could be working for the hour until they come before them, to continue to work, and then we can call them in as we need to be. But watching Zoom today, with two commissioners, I don't know, maybe I have to rethink my own recommendation, but we should be conscious of that. I think if we can allow the public to watch the way now they're gonna be allowed to watch these meetings, to allow our budget hearings, I think that is good, that's good transparency, and it lets the public, see us in action.
Right, so that's for Zoom meetings, at least for the budget meeting, but they should all be on Zoom.
Because I was a councilman for 8 years, and I never had these. They have very, very, very detailed budget book breakdowns.
The size of those.
Person and how many titles, and et cetera, et cetera. So our budget hearings often are a little bit longer than some of the others. That was all I had.
Under the direction of the chairman, we're also live streaming and start next meeting on the 27th.
But I'd also like, since the budget meetings are also going to be with a quorum of the board, we advertise them that way, that they also be watching. Again, the public can't, even if the public is here, you're not allowed to speak at a budget hearing for the department, but at least they can see and participate.
Notice there's only one commissioner that speaks? There's only one commissioner out of 9.
Okay. Yeah, so what just Bill said, we ought to schedule a budget hearing. Usually we have like 3 sessions. Is that correct?
We have 2 out. 2.
We're only gonna have 2, but usually, didn't we have 3 in the past?
Not to my knowledge, I always saw 2 listed.
Stay tuned.
Well, and then
I'm
you
glad
had-
you're still with us here. I'm going to see if I can interview the allegedly corrupt prosecutor named Adam something.
So as long as
That's him right there,
we're open to the public on those meetings.
right there.
and
He supposedly is the
rest of
brains behind the
board
prosecutor's
members
office.
or how many
They say
we
Esther
have.
Suarez is allegedly
As
very,
long as they're open, that's
very
fine. I
unintelligent.
just want to know when those dates are.
He's the guy who determines who gets prosecuted and who doesn't. So he works allegedly very closely with Brian Stack
All right.
to
Thank
kill
you.
investigations that Stack once killed allegedly. Allegedly very, very dirty.
I've already had the second to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye.
Oh, where did he go? He's like running away. Adam, the prosecutor. Hey, Adam, got a few questions for you about killing cases. Hey, Adam, why are you allegedly killing cases of women who are sexually assaulted? And are you doing that under the orders of Brian Stack? And why did you run away? The commissioner said that you would be answering questions and you and I would be able to speak. Look at how fast he's outside already. Little coward. That is one of the assistant prosecutors of Hudson County, Adam, and let me find his last name here. Supposedly, he is the one who determines what gets prosecuted and who does not. Allegedly based upon Senator and Mayor Brian Stack's wishes. And what a coward. Hey, let's go back upstairs.
Guys, you can't go back up there, you need a pass.
Okay, we good. Go here. Okay. And South Jersey News, what a coward. What a coward that guy was. And the commissioner told me that he would speak with me afterwards.
He ran fucking fast, faster than Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Right. So let's see who else is here. Who else is here? Let's see who else is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I'm Leroy Truth. Are you open to, I'm a live streaming, are you open to sharing more of what you were saying today?
I definitely would like to speak to you. I've been meaning to reach out to you, but I just want to clear some things with my attorney before.
Right, absolutely. A pleasure to meet
I'll
you.
give you my card.
And what's your name?
My name is Benny.
Okay.
Definitely, somebody told me I should reach out to you.
Right.
Got a
Excellent.
lot going on. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the right thing to not hurt my membership. That's
Right.
what I care about.
And I've got some huge information people in your union brought to me today. Huge stuff. Like national news stuff. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So. Yeah. Now the prosecutor left incredibly fast. And here. No, I thought that was another commissioner. Nope. He's not here. Art Cifelli. Looking for him. Looking for him as well. Now, over there is the mayor, by the way, of Kearney, New Jersey. That's Carol Jean Doyle. And she is the one who, here, my tripod's coming apart here. Going to go circle for a minute. She's the one who emailed me saying, "Oh, I can't speak because I didn't email by 5 o'clock." That was at the last meeting, and it's so unconstitutional. It is insane. And then the fact that they could confiscate our phones according to ordinance number 58-1-2025. And if someone, full court or someone, can put a link to that ordinance, that completely unconstitutional ordinance, put it in the chat, please. It gives any people of the public or any county public employees the right to steal our phones and our cameras. That's what that unconstitutional ordinance does. Absolute garbage. And here, I want to see, we got some of the welfare workers here today too. And I want to see if there's been any movement forward with them, because they were promised hazard pay over 4 years ago, and they did not receive it. Even though I think they received something like $134 million, that may not be the exact number, but about $134 million of special rescue aid from the federal government. And they were promised $2,500 of hazard pay. And in 4 years, they still haven't gotten it. Yeah, Snow Dog. And hello, Rami, welcome back, Lisa. So I want to just give them a little space to talk. They're talking to Commissioner O'Day right now. And I want to see what the latest is with them. And I also wanted to have some of them on my live show, on another show. So I just give them a minute here. And Vinny, what else do you have to say to our live stream audience here?
Nothing right now. Well, crazy how the prosecutor ran out like that, though.
Yeah.
He ran faster than you.
Yeah.
And you go to the gym every day.
Right.
He looked like he was like me.
Yeah, he ran away like a little deet. And he's a public servant. And I've got some important questions to ask him, our public servant. And, I wanted to find his full name. And you can research him online too. Let's see. Okay, someone said they couldn't see. Something wrong with the camera? Oh, something happened with the camera. If you could check it out too, it's stuck on Zoom. See, we can unstick it on Zoom. This happened once before. Here, let's see. Did that fix it? It just popped. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see if it fixed. You got close-ups. Okay, it should be clear any minute now. Are you current? I think it's clear, but it doesn't know. You know, it looks like it's zoomed in. So somebody that says lock here. Let's see if I can figure it out. No, I don't want to tag products. This happened once before. Person who just texted me about that. See, is that better? There we go. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for the anonymous person that let me know. And can you hold this? And I want to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is super important, and right here. In fact, you know what? Can you keep us and make sure we're in frame?
Am I? Because you know I'm.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
No, I'm taller than her. It's just an optical illusion. It's the camera. I'm 6'2", she's 7'5". So anyway, can you tell people again what your name is, what your role is, and the latest updates on the hazard pay that you've been basically pleading for?
Absolutely.
And plus all the other things as well, the unsanitary work conditions.
We have been pleading. I am Tawana Mayer. I work over at Hudson Plaza. I've been there 14 years. So tonight's commissioners meeting, I feel like it was a step in the right direction because the lawyer who had his hand in where this missing hazard pay money, he's no longer with us.
That would be Don Batista.
Right, Baptista. He's no longer with us, so that's good. Step in the right direction. We don't know how this other guy's going to be because we don't know him yet, right? But we'll see.
Oh, we're going to keep an eye on him.
But we got eyes
yeah,
on him.
we're going to keep an eye. If he does the right thing, we'll celebrate him. If he doesn't, we will expose him and eviscerate him publicly.
Well, however, Bill O'Day, he did reassure us that there was a closed meeting with the commissioners and they're reaching a resolve. They're getting closer to a resolve. So I feel good about tonight. I feel like positive. The morale with my coworkers is like nobody really wants to come anymore, you know? Because it's like we wanted answers quick and we
Right.
didn't get it.
Right.
But what Mr. O'Day said tonight, it felt good. I trust him. So if you're in Hudson County, Bill O'Day for mayor, okay? O'Day for mayor. Vote O'Day. Vote his ticket. I know some other people on his ticket, and they're good people. But side note, we're getting closer. How close, I don't know. When, we don't know. But it's feeling a little more positive. And things have changed at County Plaza. They scraped up some of the grime. I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, this is good. This is excellent to hear.
So some of the grime is gone.
Right, but it's
Some
only
of it.
because you and your coworkers and myself and my
Right.
colleagues exposed this. And Commissioner O'Day, he's carrying like 15,000 pounds of stuff here, and he's the only commissioner, for the most part, who speaks.
Mr. O'Day, can you come and, because I just plugged you and I
Thank you. I
just
heard that. I
said,
heard that.
I just said Bill O'Day
Appreciate
for
that.
mayor. So this is
Appreciate it.
Mr.
Thank you,
O'Day.
thank
You in
you,
Hudson County?
Thank you.
His ticket, he's a good guy. He's the one commissioner.
Appreciate that.
He's one of the commissioners who really is vocal about our concerns.
And Jerry's was
And
very
yeah,
vocal
right,
the other day.
Right.
in the,
So they
closed session.
are really, it's not their fault what happened.
Hey,
But-
yeah, wait for me, 1
But
minute.
so Bill O'Day for mayor,
Thank you,
don't
thank you.
forget.
All right, thank you.
All right?
Nope.
Okay.
This is the
I'll see you
public-
later.
This is for the public, not politics, right?
That's right.
I
That's-
gave you a
that's-
copy of item
that's
number
what we
1.
said.
Oh, excellent, thank you.
Get one back.
I'll see you
Okay.
later, Leroy, okay?
All right, see you. Oh, what's your channel? Come back real quick. What's your YouTube channel? Let everyone know.
On YouTube, and thanks for sending people my way. A Talk with T. I'm not uploading every day like I should, but with the motivation and support, I will be. So A Talk with T on YouTube.
A Talk with T, the letter T, right?
No, yeah, T-E-E.
Okay,
And you can
T-E-E.
catch me on TikTok, your favorite faith coach T.
And, yeah, and she's awesome. She's one of the best speakers I've
I
ever heard
am.
here. And she'll tell you. And when you go to her channel, she'll tell you too. All right, God bless you.
I'll see you later.
All right, bye, Tawana. All right. So we're going to end this today. Except I want to acknowledge the gentleman and lady here. It's not right, gentleman and lady, but I want to acknowledge all of you. You didn't attempt to violate our rights. You always respect our rights here. We support the Hudson County Sheriffs as well as your hazard pay, because you owe hazard pay too. No one's talking about it, right? Yeah. So I support you all getting that, and I hope Shalari becomes a sheriff again, because I don't want Mayor Brian Stack sheriff, which would be the case of Jim Davis as sheriff. So God bless you all. Thanks for supporting our rights. And as I've said, I will always celebrate and acknowledge good police when they honor their oath to the Constitution, and I will expose those who do not. So you're all great examples. Thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here, let's turn this around. And we got Mr. South Jersey News here with his fancy, dancy, incredible Steven Spielberg camera. This can literally make National Geographic and David Attenborough envious. What do you have to say about that?
I love it. It's capturing great footage.
Great insight, in depth, and it's footage. I can't wait to see it. I saw a little bit of sample footage. So God bless you all. And if you haven't liked this video yet, click a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And also, please go to my friend South Jersey News. Subscribe to his channel. Go to, and what was her channel again?
Something with T.
Something with T. Put it in the chat there before we go. What was her? Something with T. Because she's awesome. She's authentic. She's real. Great speaker. Passionate. Amazing woman. And also subscribe to my friend Full Court Press. NB stands for
News break.
News break, exactly. Hey, we got lots of things coming up. I'm going to be going to, there's a meet and greet we're going to be reporting from. Ideally, Vinny would be with us this Saturday at 3 p.m. The Jimmy Davis meet and greet. We're going to ask him about the alleged sexting that he has been allegedly engaged in, the alleged sexual harassment that he's been engaged in. And I've been in contact with a number of people who say they are going to send me those sexting messages that he allegedly sent out. And what else? Oh, then there is an emergency fundraiser that Mayor and Senator Brian Stack is having next Wednesday. And he has run out of campaign money, allegedly, for Assembly candidates Larry Weinstein, the laundry guy, and Gabe Rodriguez. And in desperation, he is having a last-minute, last-ditch campaign fundraiser at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, one of them, either Jersey City or Weehawken, and it's on the waterfront. And we will be there on the public sidewalk peacefully asking every single donor who goes in there, why would they support Mayor and Senator Brian Stack, who allegedly, well, doesn't allegedly, well, let's say allegedly supports alleged rapists and alleged sexual assaulters and sexual predators and then promotes them. So Stack is making this a $5,000 per head event. And the lawyer's saying something bad about us here. And it's a $5,000 per head event. Oh, my tripod just crazy there. $5,000 per head. So we're going to be on the public sidewalk, and we're going to be asking them questions, which we have, of course, a right to do. And we'll also be doing research as we see the different people come in there. We're going to do research on how much they've already donated to Stack. What has Mayor and Senator Stack given to them for their donations? And me and my entire deep dive team will be looking at every single donor that will be going to that event at the Chris Christie Steakhouse. Chris Christie probably likes it. And he allegedly was hired to take me out, by the way, by Brian Stack. A number of sources have told me that. Ex-Governor Chris Christie. Trying to take out an American independent journalist for exposing their corruption. So we'll be at the Ruth Chris Steakhouse this Wednesday. I'll let you know the time and the place. If you want to join us on the public sidewalk, if you're local, join us. And we're going to investigate every single donor just to see, what they've paid in the past. It's all public record. And what have they received from that? How many jobs have they gotten? How many real estate deals have they gotten that no one else would have gotten because they donated to Stack? So God bless you all. I'm Leroy Truth. And also, one last thing, super important. Mayor Stack, Governor Phil Murphy, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, New Jersey Attorney General Matt Placken allegedly had my Facebook page deleted, killed, guillotined. Thousands and thousands of posts gone. And they allegedly claimed it was harassment. Investigative journalism and exposing a corrupt politician is not harassment. It's called actual journalism, Stack and Facebook. However, I created a brand new Facebook page. We are getting close to 600,000 views already on the brand new Facebook page, started from zero, all over again, in just a little over a month. Please go to that now, Leroy Truth, subscribe to that, follow it as well, and stay engaged. I update numerous times every day with the latest on Mayor and Senator Brian Stack's alleged corruption, and the alleged corruption of Esther Suarez, the Hudson County prosecutor, and the Union City Board of Education, the huge election corruption, goes on and on. So God bless you all. Thanks for sticking this out when you couldn't hear a freaking thing the commissioner's saying because their mics are purposely turned down or off. So stay tuned for much more. God bless you.